Hello everyone, today we are going to explain the content of negotiation of international payments and settlement terms. Section 1, Payment Instruments. In this section, we will primarily learn about bills of exchange, promissory notes, and checks. First, let's take a look at the bill of exchange. A bill of exchange is an unconditional written order issued by one person to another to pay a specified amount of money. The parties to a bill of exchange consist of three types: the jeweler, the jewee, and the payee. A bill of exchange should generally include the following basic contents. First, it should clearly state the term bill of exchange. Second, appropriate wording indicating an unconditional payment order. Third, a certain amount of currency and a sum, including both the amount in words and figures. Fourth, the time and place of payment. Fifth, the jewee. Sixth, the payee. Seventh, the date and place of insurance. Eighth, the jeweler's signature. Bill of exchange usually issued in duplicate. Bank drafts are issued as a single copy, one marked as original or first of exchange, and the other marked as copy or second of exchange. Depending on the jeweler, the bill of exchange is divided into commercial bills and bank drafts. Depending on whether attached commercial documents, the bill of exchange is divided into clean drafts and documentary bills of exchange. Depending on the payment time, the bill of exchange is divided into spot bill and forward drafts. The use of drafts is also referred to as bill of exchange bill behavior, generally including issuance, presentation, acceptance, and payment. If it needs to be transferred, it usually also requires endorsement for transfer. If a draft is dishonored, it also involves making a protest and exercising the right of recourse. According to the law, drawing refers to filling it the relevant items on a bill of exchange and assigning it before handing it over to the payee. Drawing involves two steps. First, the jeweler drafts and signs the bill. Second, the jeweler delivers the bill to the payee. Presentation refers to the act of the holder presenting the bill of exchange to the jewee and requesting acceptance or payment. Acceptance refers to the act of the jewee indicating the commitment to pay at maturity for usance bill. The jewee should accept or refuse to accept within 3 days from the date of receipt of the bill presented for acceptance. Payment refers to the act where the jewee, upon the presenter's demand for payment, pays the presenter the amount of the bill of exchange. For a such bill, the payer pays immediately upon the presenter's demand for payment for usance bill. After acceptance, upon the presenter's demand, the payer makes the payment on the due date. Endorsement is a legal procedure for transferring the rights of bill of exchange. Endorsement refers to the act of the holder signing their name on the back of the bill and optionally adding the name of the transferee, and then handing over the bill to the transferee, indicating the transfer of the rights conferred by the bill to another person. P14, after endorsement, the rights of the bill of exchange are transferred from the endorser to the endorsee. There are two basic types of endorsement: blanket endorsement and special endorsement. Additionally, there is also a restrictive endorsement, dishonor, also known as bouncing a check, occurs when the holder of a bill of exchange presents the bill to the jewee for payment and the jewee refuses to accept or to pay. This honor includes not only the jewee's implicit declaration to refuse acceptance or payment, but also situations where the jewee is unreachable, has absconded, has gone bankrupt, has died, or for other reasons has caused the holder to be unable to obtain acceptance or payment. Next, we move on to the study of promissory notes. A promissory note is a document issued by one person to another promising to pay a certain amount of money aside at a fixed date or at a determinable future time to a specified person or to the order of the person or to the bearer. Is an unconditional written commitment. In short, a promissory note is a document where the issuer promises to pay a specified amount unconditionally to the payee. There are only two parties involved in a promissory note: the issuer drawer, and the payee, drawee. The payer of the promissory note is the issuer himself. The contents of a promissory note include, first, the words promissory note indicated; second, an unconditional promise to pay; third, a definite amount; fourth, the name of the payee; fifth, the date of issuance; sixth, the signature and seal of the issuer. Depending on the issuer, promissory notes can be classified into commercial promissory notes and bank promissory notes. In the settlement of international trade payments, bank promissory notes are predominantly used depending on the time of payment. Commercial promissory notes can be divided into sight promissory notes and time promissory notes, while bank promissory notes are all payable at sight. Finally, we'll learn about checks. A check is a demand draft issued by a bank as a payer, which is a written instruction issued by the depositor to the bank to make an unconditional payment of a specific amount. The drawer writes a certain amount on the check, instructing the bank to pay a specified amount to a specific person or the bearer upon presentation. Since a check is an unconditional written order to pay a certain amount and it is a demand draft payable upon presentation. Therefore, the bank where the deposit is held cannot arbitrarily refuse payment and must immediately make payment against the check. The parties involved in a check transaction are three: the drawer, the person who issues the check, who has an existing deposit account at the bank and has a check agreement in place; the drawee, the bank where the drawer has their account; third, the payee, the recipient of the payment whose name may or may not be specified on the check. A check must include the following details: first, the words check must be indicated; second, an unconditional order to pay; third, a specific amount; fourth, the name of the payee; fifth, the date of issuance; sixth, the juror's signature. If any of the required details are not recorded on the check is invalid. Checks can be divided into cash check, transfer checks, and ordinary checks. Cash check can only be used cash withdrawals. Transfer checks can only be used through the bank or other financial institutions. For settlement, a general check can be used for both withdrawing cash and transferring funds. Please complete the following post-class tasks. Alright, this concludes the learning for this class. See you in the next class.